Hey, 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 what is going on, y'all? We are, in case you didn't know, we are on board the Sun Princess and we've just started our transatlantic sailing. Um, we've had a great time so far. We have had a really, really great time. And we just wanted to come to you guys and give you a brief update on the Sun Princess, what we've been doing, what we've done today, the positives and the negatives of this ship. So um, I don't know what kind of things are being heard or said about the ship back in the States. All I can tell you is what we're experiencing here. And, we're, as always, we're going to be honest and we're going to tell you guys how we feel about it. Um, and it is what it is. So before we start, I just kind of want to explain the conditions here, right? So, number one, we've never sailed Princess before. This is our first Princess cruise. We also understand that this Princess ship in particular is something unique to Princess. And we've heard that from a lot of people that are Princess brand loyal on board the ship. And everything we say will kind of put it in those bounds, right? Just remember that if we say something that possibly sounds negative, we are loving this cruise. We're having a great time and we're not complainers. But we are here to tell you guys the truth of what we're experiencing. And, you know, hopefully that's why you enjoy watching our content because we're always honest. So um, I know this is a Sun Princess update, but, we have been back. Um, you stepped back prior to when we got on the ship and, we spent 6 days in London. And what I can tell you is those 6 days were amazing.
Yes.
Those were awesome. Those 6 days went better than I ever could have imagined. Chastity decided to take my hand for the rest of eternity as we renewed our wedding vows inside of Westminster Abbey, blessed by the priests. We also got some matching tats to commemorate it, and so that was great. That was fantastic. But that's for another day. And before we get going here, I just want to recognize the folks that are here. So, Danny D, thank you for being here. And yes, we've missed you guys as well. But, as we've said, we've just kind of needed to take a break because we were going way too hard. Will G, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Cruise Nuts in the house. Welcome in, guys. Will, we have seen Don, but, he doesn't really know us. And, a lot of people are approaching him. And, I'm just not. I'm not that kind of guy to kind of like come up to him, and Chastity's not either. If we speak, we'll speak. But I don't want to bother him. A lot of people bother him on the show. I don't know that he's bothered by it, but a lot of people, a lot of people talk to him, get pictures, and all those kind of things. And you never know if folks like that or not. So if we have a conversation, we will. We've talked a little bit on Instagram. Just through comments because he's experiencing some of the same things we are on board this ship. So, um, first impressions on boarding in Southampton.
Boarding was great.
Super quick. Yeah.
No issues boarding. We were on from the time we got off the bus to the time we got on the ship.
Yeah.
I don't even know. 30 minutes less.
Yeah, 30 minutes or less. The medallions make everything super seamless and easy. Probably the easiest and best boarding experience we've ever had on any cruise line. So that was huge right out of the gates. And embarking and disembarking throughout the entire cruise has been that easy. Even when we go to ports of call, it's just super simple, super easy. And so that's been a big plus on board this ship.
Food.
Oh, yeah.
Food is amazing.
Food is amazing.
Drinks are amazing. Yeah. No complaints on food at all, or drinks.
And the ship, when you first walk in, too, the piazza, that's the first thing you see. And the way they designed the piazza on this ship, it's multi-purpose. Beautiful, though. I mean, we're looking at it right now. huge LED type screen that moves in and out and around and all these different things, so they can do all these different shows. And the Piazza also has a stage platform that raises up. There's this lighting system up above that it looks like a chandelier, but it's not. But beautiful, amazing, three-tiered, very similar to what you see on the Jubilee, except instead of the central area, they just decided to make it a piazza, just like on all your Carnival cruise ships. So Ryan asked, how's the buffet? The buffet has been fantastic.
Yeah.
We've had all three meals there at one point in time or another.
Yeah, we finally did eat there last night.
We haven't ate everything. Salads are amazing. Everything so we've had breakfast. Breakfast has been great. So far we've had Mongolian grill there from the Ginger Grill, I think is what it was called. We've also had some Mexican dishes. We had pizza.
We had what did we have today? No, we didn't have lunch.
We didn't have. No,
we had the.
We had tea, which we'll talk about that. That's been one of the best experiences on the ship so far. But yeah, I mean, no complaints on food. Like there's been no bad meals. No bad food at all. No bad food anywhere. So yeah, I mean, hats off for all the included food options are really good. Trying to kind of go around the ship here. So the Piazza area, they use it for a ton of things, and a lot of the ballroom dancing, a lot of the dancing classes, and all that. That space is awesome. Now, if you watched one of our shorts, it's also the most dangerous spot on the ship.
Oh yeah, that little hump.
Yeah. So the Piazza, it's a huge circle, and on the outside of that circle, where everyone walks around it, is flat, but then it kind of raises up on a hump.
That's about.
Yeah, it's a slow, gradual grade.
1 degree angle.
Yeah, it's hard to see because it's white on white, and there have been it's not just a tripping hazard. There's been multiple injuries. We met an individual yesterday who had to have stitches below his eye and above his eye, and he fell on day one. Had to be taken off the ship to go get stitched up. Mm-hmm. So they've got to do something with that. I don't know why that hump is there. I don't know if it's a mechanical thing that they have to have that, but it's not just uncomfortable and you'll trip everyone. It's dangerous, especially for the clientele that Princess has, right? So I mean, we're the youngest ones on the ship by, probably.
We're not the.
There's youngest. A few that are younger. There's 7 kids.
7 kids. Couples, I think we are the youngest couple.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any younger.
And that's fine. But the point I'm trying to make though is like with older folks on board your Princess cruise ships, that tripping hazard is a big deal.
Because we even kind of
tripped.
Stumble a little.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, there's nothing there to draw your attention to that little edge there. And then, we see people with walkers, and it really gets the walkers. It really catches if you're using a walker. So something to pay attention to if you're handy capable and you're on board this ship or planning on coming on board this ship. Smart elevators throughout. And we like the smart elevators. This is 3rd trip in a row now. So Jubilee, Atlanta, and now here that we've experienced smart elevators, and we are smart elevator fans.
Yeah.
Loving the smart. And sorry, guys. When we initially got on, a lot of the folks the Princess brand loyal folks, they had never experienced the smart elevators, and there was a little bit of anger.
Well,
initially.
No, that was because if there's a lot of people there, it'll come up and say,
busy.
The elevators are busy. Yeah. So you have no other option.
And then there, a lot of folks would get on board. A lot of folks would get on board the elevator and want to push buttons, and there were no buttons. So what they've done on one of the elevators is the buttons light up, but they're inactive. but it at least shows.
They can just push it, even though it's not working. Makes them feel better.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's good. Let's see. So they have. One thing we need to mention too that I forgot about the conditions is when we booked this Princess Premier. So what that means is, so we have elite status, and we are also Premier package. So we basically have all the perks. So some of these things, depending on what level you book at, may or may not apply. So back to you. I'm sorry, baby, I stopped you.
No, I was going to talk about the gym.
The gym. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The gym. How many people can come? There's 4,000 people on this ship.
Yeah, it's a little over 4,000 folks. And yeah, so.
And the gym has 14 treadmills, six ellipticals, 2 benches, 2 just benches, not bench press, just benches. And I don't know.
Scattered machines.
It's tiny. Tiny. And you can't get on a treadmill. Mm-hmm. You can't.
And it might have been okay.
Yeah.
But deck 19 was supposed to be where the running track, and then like on your Carnival ships where they have some of the outdoor, there's a thing or two here to work out on, whatever, you can kind of make your own body weight routine. All of that's closed off right now.
Yeah. So the only way to get any exercise, if anybody wants to walk, is either you stand there and wait for hours on a treadmill, or you walk the Lido. And that's what everybody's doing, walking the Lido. You're having to stop, wait.
The Wi-Fi goes in and out a little bit here and there. We'll talk about that in a second, because the Wi-Fi is fantastic on here, even though it sounds like it may not be. But Starlink is banging. We have some blazing Wi-Fi. I've never had such good Wi-Fi on a ship. This has been great. Mm-hmm. But Deck 19, I hate to sound complainy, but when we booked this cruise, we booked it, and the understanding was that Deck 19 would be open, but some of the Deck 19 activities would be closed. That's fine. That entire deck is closed, and we were looking forward to the hammocks that were up there. There's also you're supposed to be able to lay on the glass, and then the glass leans forward out over the ocean. That's closed. The entire deck's closed. You can't get up there.
Well, yeah, like we understand all that stuff, but you can open the walking track.
Yeah, the walking track.
There's so many people just trying to walk the Lido at a fast little brisk walk, and it's hard for them.
It's Marjorie come in, cruising scene, and also Scott Smith. Good to see you guys, and welcome in, and welcome to Ryan, who we asked to answer a question for. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask them. That's kind of what we're here for. We just wanted to kind of give an update on how things are going. Crowding issues on this ship are so anywhere. I heard someone make this complaint, and this is from longtime Princess cruising folks. So, again, this is our first experience with Princess. And a lot of people had told us how much we're going to love Princess. Now, it's been fine. It's been good. I'll say it's been good.
It would be great if we didn't watch any shows.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem, right? So, like some of the people I have heard say, anything that doesn't make Princess extra money. So if it's not a specialty dining, if it's not, an experience, if it's not this, that, or the other thing, if it's not the casino, it seems as if they didn't care if there was enough room or time for those things. So with 4,000 roughish people on board, you have, what did they say? There's 500 seats? 500 seats in the Princess Arena and 3 showings.
Yeah, and they're only showing the 3, so that's 1,500. Oh, it's two tonight, and then there'll be one tomorrow at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's 1,500 getting to watch the show.
So it's bad, and this is one of the things that we have complained about, and Don has complained about on his page, is that you have to get to these shows at least 45 minutes early if you want to get a seat.
Not just a good seat, a seat.
Just a seat, yeah.
We got to comedy. Comedy started at 9:30. We got there at 8:10, 8:15. Yeah, over an hour. Over an hour.
And the other thing is, we said we had the premier package, and with the premier package, you're supposed to get reserved seating. So on day one, we go in, and there's some reserved seating there. And so we say, hey, we're Princess Premier. We assume that the reserved seating's for us. They say, well, no, that's not for anyone, and that's for the concessions or the handicapable folks. That's okay. That's fine. What they didn't explain to us, we were told that we would have reserved seating. They said, no, only if it's a production show. Well, there's been very few production shows. And then when they do the production shows and you bookmark or reserve your seat, you would assume that if there's 50 premier people that have bookmarked a seat, there would be 50 reserved seats. Well, no, they're first come, first serve as well. So it's kind of like the Seinfeld, it's like, well, you don't have a problem taking the reservation. You really have a problem holding the reservation, which is the heart of the reservation system.
Well, even like last night, we went to a reserved show. We got there 25 minutes before the show started. They said it's completely full. I'm like, oh, well, it's okay. We have the elite status, so we should have reserved seats. No, they're full too. Well, you're supposed to give those away 5 minutes before, not 25.
Yeah.
So we had to go to the next show. So at the next show, we got there 35 minutes early. And we got the last 2 seats of the reserve, which was, we couldn't see. We were behind a wall. Could see half the stage. And
if Chastity doesn't get serenaded in karaoke every night, she gets angry. She gets grumpy. So that caused us to miss karaoke.
So I was grumpy.
So she was grumpy. So welcome in, David. David's asking if the sanctuary deck is open and have we gone. So there's a sanctuary section that's reserved for suite guests only. It's open. We haven't been there because we're not suite guests. The dome area was, and we'll get to the dome in a second because that's part of the shows. The dome area is supposed to kind of be like the quiet, relaxation area, and it's very nice. I mean, we really haven't explored the whole thing. So we took video, and it'll be coming out when we get back, of going out of the port of Weymouth. If you're familiar with it, there's a really narrow gate that you have to go out of, and it looks like a ship this size is going to scrape the sides of the port going in and out. And there's a place you can get in the dome where it's just like, get over here, it's just like right in the very tip front. It's a great place to sit and just chill. And that's where the clamshells are at, and a lot of the relaxation type stuff. And then even inside the dome, if there's not a show going on, and they have a pool that goes from the outside part of the dome to the indoor part of the dome, and you can kind of swim from the outside to the inside, and that's all really cool. And there's a nice bar out there. It's very similar to the glass portion that you see on the Oasis class Royal Caribbean ships, and it's nice. We like that area. But the dome is supposed to be a multi-purpose area, much like the Piazza. And this is the biggest problem on this ship that we've had so far. The dome has been a big disappointment to us. Number one, because the way that they set up the queue or the line going into that place. So it's a huge problem. There's no way for them to control flow. So one of the things we didn't realize, and that Don pointed out, is that there's a bar in there, which we really like that bar. It's the Spotlight Bar, I believe is the name of it. And there's a lounge beside it. There's a door that runs one way, and then there's the door from the main ship that goes into the dome. And what they've been doing is they go down the line and they count off how many people can or can't get on, and then they shut it off and they say, hey, everybody from here back is not going to get in. I think if 200 seats in there, there might be 200 seats at best. And again, it's 3 showings, just like in the Princess Arena. So what was happening was they would shut the line off and they would shut the doors going from the main into the dome. This side door, and the people sitting at the bar were able to get ahead of everyone. So you got people back here that are not getting seats. And they're like, what the heck? So then you get in there, and all the seating is basically like loungers that would be in the, Serenity Deck type loungers, whatever. They're not the normal theater seats. Some of them are just normal high-backed lounge type chairs, and then some of them are these high-backed chairs that have footrests. So, and then there's some like patio tables up on the high part of it, and so where we were sitting on like the 3rd level, that it started filling up, and we had the footrests in front of us, and everybody sitting on that level, we all agreed people can sit on the footrests because it was just overflowing. So people start sitting on footrests. If you look on our Instagram, you can see what that looked like. And then there was a gentleman. He came up on a scooter, and I wish I could have gave him our seat, but we were so far in that we couldn't. He got off his scooter and had to sit on an end table.
It was like 8 inches round, just.
It was not.
Dangerous.
It was not.
But
good.
these footrests that people are sitting on, which that's fine. We don't need a footrest, but they're taller than our chairs.
Yeah.
So they're up higher than us. So we can only see the back of their backs. We can't see the show at all.
Yeah. And that's, I don't know. It's just, and that's where they do all the acrobatic type shows and all that. And it's well suited for that. They just got to figure out a better reservation system. So, if you know us, we love MSC. That's a lot of people don't hear that from folks, but we do. One of the things on MSC, if you have the diamond package, is you do get reservations. But what they do that's unique is if you reserve seating, they hold it up to 5 minutes, just like they're supposed to do here. But that's for every show. But after you make your reservation, you can't make another reservation for the same show again. You can get in a standby queue and still go in, but you can't take up a reserved seat all over again. And I think they need to do something similar to that here. Yeah. To kind of, but there's just not enough seating for the size ship that this is. So David, he just said, thank you. How have the other passengers been? I don't want to offend anybody, but there's, for a mature group of cruisers, there sure are a lot of entitled brats on this ship.
That's what I was going to say too. Entitled.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of really nice people, but then there's a lot of them that are, I'm retired. This is our cruise, and I only care about me.
Yeah. So talking about the dome, right? Gentleman right in front of us, he had his phone up.
Sitting on our footstool.
Sitting up, and there's a glass that's about this high when you're sitting. So he was kind of moving himself up and putting his phone above the glass. So everybody.
And he had a big jacket on. Yeah. So his arms were huge coming down. We couldn't see anything.
And we were patient with him for a while, but then after this went on for half of the show, I said, could you please put your phone down? And he kind of gave me a nasty look, and then I don't even know. I can't even remember what he said.
You said you're not supposed to video.
Well, yeah, but I don't remember what caused me to tell him that, because then I was like, well, you're not even supposed to be videoing anyway, and he's like, oh well, and I said, you don't even care, do you? And he's like, no, I don't care. And I'm like, wow, and this is a man that's probably 70 years old, and everybody paid for their cruise just the same, and nobody's any better than anyone else, and. The folks beside us and behind us, they were getting frustrated with the man, but they didn't have the confidence to say anything. And I'm like, well, I will, so I said something to him, and then he got attitude. So, and I wasn't hateful. I just said, could you please take that down? Like, people can't see. Welcome in, Paul. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. But the other part of what David said here, he said on the Facebook group, there's a lot of negativity, but it seems like an awesome new ship with a lot to offer. It is But it really seems like what I think they did with this ship is I think Princess saw what some of the other new ships are doing.
They're trying to throw everything in.
They tried to figure out a way to match what the other cruise lines are doing.
There's a lot of wasted space too.
They kind of got away from their brand, and I don't think they know how to manage a ship like this.
There's just a lot of empty. I mean, it's good. I mean, you're always going to find a seat.
Yeah.
There's seats everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But just not in the shows and not where people want seats.
Yeah.
But like in the buffet, we've never had a problem finding a seat.
Mm-mm. No, not at all. No.
And the staff, like, they're
awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody's been awesome. So, good segue into the next thing. So, laundry's an issue on the cruise. We had our laundry lost for over 5 days. Parts of our laundry, important parts that you don't see worn.
We get free laundry.
Mm-hmm.
So we sent it off because we were in London for a week. On day 1, we sent our laundry off. This is perfect. Nobody else is sending their laundry off. We'll have it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got it back yesterday.
A lot of underwear in that bag that we needed.
So now we're doing our own laundry. And there's one washer, one washing machine, one dryer, or no, 2 dryers per floor.
Per deck.
You said floor too.
I did. I know.
So that's like, what? I don't know, 800 people sharing this washing machine?
At least, yeah.
So we were in there doing laundry at 1 o'clock last night.
We sure were, because we were nervous about our undergarments getting lost again.
And we had to swap over that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my Lord. So we go in there and we sat for a while. We sat for like 10 minutes waiting for the guy to come back, and then he didn't. So
we know it was a guy because we ended up
guys' underwear.
We ended up opening up the washing machine and swapping his clothes over because he never got them. Yeah. So we went ahead. We left him a note like, we went ahead and put these in the dryer for you so somebody else can use the washing machine. We came back an hour later, swap ours over. He still hadn't came back.
But the hats off to the staff, though, in that story is Chris, our cabin steward. He worked his tail off every day, going down and checking on our laundry and talking to the supervisors and letting them know, like, hey, these guys have some stuff missing. It's been gone for a while. And he hounded them. And the way he finally figured it out was they had finished it, but they didn't put the correct label or something on there.
They didn't put they didn't put the cabin number.
Yeah, but he recognized because he remembered our ticket number. He's like, "Oh, that's my
maybe 54."
Yeah,
something.
Whatever
he kept
it is,
repeating it to us.
Yes, numeric, alphanumeric. You know, so he has earned his additional tips. So, I mean, you know, we're not like braggers about that or anything, but you know, we did make sure we appreciated that. And he also did a nice little love note to us for our 25th anniversary. Wrote it on the he wrote it on the mirror, and really, really nice, really nice. And you know, that's been outstanding. And we've had several bartenders that have just went above and beyond, performers. Danny D asked about shows. She said, what shows would we recommend for someone coming on the cruise? So there was a pirate show called Valor, but I heard tonight that tonight was the last show. It was incredible because the complaints we have for the Princess Arena are seating, but the way the interactivity you have in that arena. So every time we went in there, it's been a little different. So it's a circular arena. Tonight, they had everything pushed back and they had seating on the floor. So that opened up about 50 more seats. And they had just a normal stage there. And so Jay McGee, comedian, singer, he performed tonight. And that was awesome. But the Valor show is a pirate show. And all these stage props move around. There's a huge LED screen behind it that shows all these super high definition videos, and they had this Kraken that was kind of moving around, and then out of these holes around the rotatable stage in the middle. The stage spins and goes
and
up and
it
down.
drops
Yeah,
down,
so cool.
like to the next
And
bottom floor.
there's lights, kind of like you can see above us
Yeah.
right now. But there's we'll get beat up in the comments for saying floors. But there's like levels of these lights, and the lights will pulse and do all these kind of things, and it's really, really cool. But then there's these holes also where smoke comes out of. But in this, on this particular show, octopus legs came out, and it was an excellent show. So that's been our favorite. But
Yeah, and that first show, I can't remember the Mexican.
oh yeah, Viva La
singer.
Musica was amazing. That's probably my favorite. I love
Yeah.
Viva La Musica. Mobo was just okay. It was a Motown review, and the songs were good. But I don't know, the energy was off or something. But that was good.
Yeah.
Welcome in. Good day, the Down Under Cruisers. We've met some folks from down your way since we've been here, and welcome in.
We asked them if they knew y'all, and they didn't.
Yeah, they did. Surprising. I mean, the honorable Rabbi Gimbal Schmidt. I can't remember all that, but anyway, yeah, that's amazing
Yeah.
that they hadn't heard.
It's like, do y'all know Sean?
Y'all
No.
know Sean? We know him. But he said, hope your anniversary was a time to remember. Being the start of Jewish New Year, we wish you folks an amazing New Year and another 125 years of blissful marriage. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. And we at least have to make it to 50, because Chastity put in her vows that she wants to go back to the same spot in Westminster Abbey that we exchanged vows and do it again
On our 50th.
on our 50th. And then we'll do it on our 75th, and then on and on and on, right? Because we ain't stopping. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to do it all over again from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's
On
the
our
plan.
75th, we're going to be 92 years old.
Yep. And we believe we're going to make it.
We'll just have to get our little hover round.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
by then there'll be like so much.
Well, by then they'll just, they'll preserve the top half, and they'll just give us a robot body or something.
I'd rather have the hover round.
Yeah, me too. So, all right, the Premier package. So, the Premier package buys us 2 included specialty dinings, unlimited casual dining,
That's
and
another thing.
yeah. So there was 4 options for specialty: Butcher's Block, Catch by Rudy, Crown Grill,
Teppanyaki,
sushi.
Italian.
Yeah, and truck. I can never. Hold on. 6 options. We booked.
Months ago.
Yeah.
Months ago.
Yeah, Butcher's Block by Dario, and rave reviews. Naughty Cruiser said, "Hey, that's one of the things you need to do." We looked it up; it looked great, and that's what we wanted. So,
Well, we already had that booked. We
had it
booked
booked a
these
while
2
back.
booked. But yeah.
we had it booked. So, no notification
No,
at all.
when we first got on, it was on there. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
October 1st, Butcher's Block. Cut.
Mhm.
Block. Cut.
Butcher's Block.
Butcher's
Yeah,
Block.
Butcher's Block.
And then I just wanted to look, make sure, see what time it was like a couple nights ago. And it was canceled. And just
Mhm.
reserved for the catch.
For the catch. Yeah.
It's like, okay. So we went down and talked to them, and they said, no, that restaurant's going to be closed. It closes, I think last night was the last night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, so y'all just reserved us for whatever you wanted us to have.
Well, yeah, that was the other problem, is they just stuck us wherever, and
And then they didn't work around anything.
and they
Like
said
we had a reservation for 7,
Mhm.
and now we have one for, they tried to give us one for 9:30. No, for the catch.
Yeah, and they said,
No.
"Oh, just go on your app and make a new reservation." So Chas goes on there.
Like
and
there's none.
there was no reservations available. And then when So you had to cancel the original to make a new. So she canceled the original and went to try to make the new. When we couldn't find a new reservation, she goes back and she tries to just, all right, well,
we'll just keep the catch.
We'll keep the catch because we know that's available. It was booked. So, yeah, we had to go down to guest services. And good on Princess, though. I mean, they made it right, and we're going to the Crown Grill, which is, Crown Grill is renowned.
It was our third choice.
It was our third choice, but Crown Grill is supposed to be the best place to eat on the ship anyway. But the butcher's block was just a unique experience we wanted to do.
Yeah, and it's not even the point. It's just that they just don't let us know, and they just canceled it and
call
changed
us,
it.
leave a message on our phone or something,
Mm-hmm.
So the casual dining, you have O'Malley's, which is a pub, obviously, and it sounds like a pub. O'Malley's and Alfredo's. So Alfredo's is pizza. I think our favorite place to eat on the ship, right now at least, is definitely O'Malley's.
Yeah,
best
we've
bar.
Been there. I think they're like 3 nights.
Yeah, it's so,
so
good. The best fish and chips you'll ever have. Sorry about that, Sean, but it's we've had some good fish and chips on this vacation, and little did we know we would have to come on board the ship to get the best. And they do it right. They had the mushy peas and all that stuff.
The mushy peas are not good, but the rest is so good.
They serve them with malt vinegar and salt, just like God intended, and it's all good. And they always have a great band in there. There's an Irish band that comes in, and man, they're good. They're so good. They play the whistle and the fiddle and the guitar, and they get after it.
And tonight we played the spoons.
Yeah, we played the spoons tonight too.
Everybody did.
Yeah, everybody. It was pretty loud in there with all the spoons going, but
it was fun.
So that's been a highlight. Those casual restaurants. Funny thing is, though, O'Malley's is no longer going to be a casual restaurant after this sailing. We're going to turn it into a specialty because people love it so much. So another dining option will go away. That's probably not going to make people very happy.
But it's not one of the $50 ones. It's only $15.
Yeah, if you don't have the Premier package, well, yeah, that's true too. And if you don't have the Premier package on this cruise, you can do the casual dining, and it's really reasonable. It's like $5 for appetizers and $10 for mains.
Yeah.
It's really, really inexpensive. And then the other options outside of the buffet, you have the Lido area. So they have a Lido Greens, which is salads, Lido Taco Bar, Lido Pizza, the Lido Slice, and they have coffee and cone.
The burger and hot dogs.
And the burger and hot dogs. And man, the burger and hot dogs.
But the buffet has everything.
Yeah, it does. It does. What else do they have? That's.
Well, there's the American Diner.
Yeah, so this is a great addition. But they told us today that's going away after this sailing too.
Really?
Yeah. So the American Diner is aft on deck 8. It's like a Waffle House. It's like a luxurious Waffle House. So
yeah,
wings,
it's like
steaks.
It's like the MDR. That's what it looks like. The atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere. Yeah.
But the menu
is luxurious Waffle House.
Yeah, with a few added things. There's shrimp and grits, wings, and things, but
you can get all day breakfast. Wings, loaded up tots and fries.
Country fried steak.
Country fried steak.
I didn't get that.
Well, yeah. So it's like there's like some Cracker Barrel stuff in there too. Like the country fried steak. It's good. It's really, really good, and I hate to hear that's going to go because that's a fantastic option. MDR, we've only eaten the MDR once.
Once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice. But the MDR's good. MDR's been really good. We haven't had any issues twice. Service has been great in the MDR, which service has not been an issue on this ship at all. We also get premium desserts. And so one of the premium desserts that they have is that coffee and cone. And last night I got the Lake Roma or something like that. huge milkshake glass with ice cream and cheesecake on top of it. You got the
So,
Legend or something like
I
that.
don't even remember.
Pile
I
pie
was
with
not even
brownies
hungry.
Oh,
I don't know
so
why
good.
we got that.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And gelato also is part of that, and they have some fantastic gelato on the ship. Um, I had a thought and I lost it. Oh, so experiential dining or experimental, not
Experimental, yeah.
experimental dining that they have on board Spellbound, and they also have Love by Brito. We've had the Love by Brito champagne. We haven't eaten there, but we haven't heard anybody say one way or the other about Love by Brito.
We haven't heard anything.
We weren't really interested in the menu, so but it's supposed to be a artistic take on the menu. It's, like painting the sauces on and all those kind of things. It looks interesting, but it was like we can either pay to do that, or we could do both if we wanted to, but we decided we would rather go to Spellbound, and that was worth every dime spent.
Yeah.
I can't wait to share the Spellbound experience with you guys. One of the things we had a hard time finding was information on the meal, and the meal was fantastic. One of the coolest. So it was good, and it was also interesting and a cool experience in the meal. It was the closest thing we've had to uh, the Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah.
the Wonderland dining experience on Royal Caribbean. Really, really good. They have their own wine, a Spellbound wine. It's really good. They have cocktails for each piece of the 4-course journey that they take you on. And it was
their own bar.
Yeah.
Their own whole little room, that nobody can come in.
Welcome in, Ron.
It's
And
really cool.
Thank you for being here. He says he loves seeing our adventure, and thanks for sharing. And anybody else we may have messed up through there, we're doing this on the phone, so it's a little wonky to try and catch everything. So we apologize for not catching it all. But yeah, you go in, and it's like the Spellbound lounge, bar, everything. We're not going to give everything away.
No.
But all kinds of unique and interesting things to see, do. There's an invisible piano player. Won't spoil it for you. There's an invisible piano player. It's really cool. We'll just show you in the video. It's really cool. The drinks are amazing. You've probably seen some videos on the drinks. They have like the Houdini's Escape, and Chas had a Smoke and Mirrors drink. And while you're waiting to go into the show, they do some close-up magic. And then they also have another close-up magic show just before. So they have a magician walking around. Then they do a close-up magic on the bar with a magician. And really entertaining, funny, and fun, and excellent magic. Really, really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Then you go into the main magic hall. And all this is part of the Magic Castle out of Hollywood, California. It's a big deal, apparently. Sorry if you are familiar with the place and I offended you, because I know nothing about this place, but apparently Magic Castle is the place for magic, if you know anything about magic. So anyway, it's put on by some fantastic people that know what they're doing when it comes to magic. Welcome in, Bone Tired. Good to see you guys. We won't give away too much about we won't give away anything about the magic show, actually. Mm-hmm. I got to be part of it. You're not allowed to video, and we wouldn't have videoed it to give it away anyway, but pretty amazing. And we don't want to share. It's so hard not to share what happened.
It was great.
It was really, really good. I was, after they did what they did and I got back to my seat, I was looking around to see if they had cameras. I mean, I couldn't figure it out for the life of me how they did what they did. But if you're going on this cruise ship and you're wondering if the $149 cover charge for Spellbound is worth it, if you're going to spend that kind of money on anything, it's definitely worth it. The other thing that we found that was amazing, and it was really just by chance that we even knew that it was going on, was the afternoon tea.
Oh, yeah.
So we signed up for afternoon tea today, and again, this is our first Princess cruise, so we don't know if this is something
Yeah.
normal on Princess cruises, but it was called a Very Royal Tea was the name of it, and I feel like I've been talking a lot.
No, you're good.
But they have one of the royal tea chefs from from Queen Elizabeth's staff coming on, and he explains all the etiquette, the history. He explains what Queen Elizabeth liked, what Princess
The whole
Diana.
history of why it started, all of it, how it started.
So
it's really cool.
Sean, you would be pleased to know that we understand now. This is not even close to an Australian accent.
You've lost your
Sean,
accent.
Anyway, I'm not even gonna try now. It's terrible. But placed together. Hey, they did have Marmite on the ball today, but we didn't try any. So back got sidetracked. Anyhow,
we didn't tell him. He'd be pleased to know what.
That we know the etiquette for cream on the scones, cream and jam, and we know that you should put the milk in first on the tea, and then the tea on top of the milk, so you know if it's curdled or not.
Yeah.
And how do we stir the tea, babe?
Back and forth.
Back and forth, back and forth. And then what do we do with the spoon?
Raise your spoon up, put it on the side of your cup, and then put it down.
Exactly. Yeah. We still ate the sandwiches with our hands. We think we were supposed to use forks because there was a fork left over that was not used. And then they brought out another little tiny trident-looking fork to do our cake with. But anyway, it was cool.
Yeah. Nobody's going to eat a sandwich with a fork.
I don't know. So Cruise Scene's asking, would we go on another Princess cruise? That's a good question as we're kind of winding down here. I'll tell you, we'll not turn down any cruise. And I just finished my training for the Princess Academy, and part of that is a familiarization cruise with the cruise line. We're definitely going to book that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. I'd like to try a different ship and see if it is just the ship.
I think as long as we've been waiting on this one, and the fact that this is an inaugural sailing or an inaugural transatlantic sailing, you would think they had all the bugs and stuff worked out. There's a lot of things closed off and a lot of things that's just kind of weird. And it wasn't the experience I expected out of Princess. But I also know that every cruise is different. And I also understand that this is a repositioning cruise, but it wasn't sold as a repositioning cruise. It was sold as a transatlantic. So if it's a repositioning cruise, I understand there's going to be some maintenance and this, that, and the other thing. But if you're selling this as an Iberian Passage transatlantic, then everything should be tip top and ready to go. I mean, the other day we were in the hot tub, and right beside us, they were working on the outdoor shower next to the hot tub, and there was fiberglass coming up and getting in our drink and on the deck beside us. And it's just like, you just don't expect that out of Princess. So little let down by the ship. It's not ruining our cruise. We're having a great time. It's not about the ship. It's about our time together, and we've had an amazing time together. And I would not take it back for anything, but we might hesitate to spend the same money we spent on this cruise again.
Yeah, we did spend a lot on this cruise, and I don't know. Yeah.
Given the opportunity to do 14 days back to back on the Jubilee for half the money. And I don't want to, I hate to sound like we're poo-pooing, and we are a little bit, because I know they're going to fit. Princess is very professional. Princess is.
Well, there's no way they can fix it. There's nowhere they can fix the shows. There's nothing they can do about the shows.
Yeah, they messed that up. They can't change the configuration of the ship. It is what it is. They got to figure out a way to make it work. But we will definitely sell Princess again. I mean, that's the service, the food, the shows have been amazing if you can get into them. I mean, they really have. We've only had one show, two shows where we were like, what the heck? But I also think because it's such a long cruise that they're given, it kind of seems like some of them may be tryouts to see how they go, because this will turn into a Western Caribbean cruise for like 7-day sailings out of Fort Lauderdale. So obviously they're not going to have as many shows.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to figure out what rotation they're going to do. The guy tonight was great.
They could do these shows more than 3 times.
Yeah, very
do
true.
their best shows.
Yeah.
6 times.
Anything else that the landing? So, and in that gangway area that's called the landing, it's they call it an immersive disembarkation experience, which it is. It's really wide. There's some seating and stuff down there to kind of prep yourself as you go off the ship. They have bottled waters and Cokes, and it's that works very well. Plenty of room there. There's not any choke points or whatever. There's some things that they did well, and there's some things, I was telling Chas, it's just like, being a program manager. But, you look at it and it's like, it's almost like they had different program managers for different parts of the ship, which I'm sure they probably do, but they weren't synced at all. The Piazza area works very well, except for the one little dangerous spot. The center of the ship works very well. It's the things on the forward and aft that they need some help. The infinity pool area, what they call Wakeview Terrace, that's fantastic.
The
Lido's great.
Everything.
Yeah, Lido's really good. I think maybe if that 19th deck was opened up, it may change, and that 19th deck will be opened at some point, but I don't even think they know what they're going to do with it right now. The ship's easy to move to and from on. I mean, all that's been really good. Good Spirits at Sea. So the Good Spirits at Sea is something they do on all the Princess cruises, we found out, but on this ship, the Good Spirits at Sea bar is really cool. It's really interactive and fun. So we've loved that. That's been outstanding. There's a lot of things we really, really enjoy about sailing Princess. They make everything very easy. Like when we went to Weymouth, they chartered shuttle buses to take us to and from in Weymouth.
Yeah.
They always provide plenty of information for getting on and off the ship. They even go so far as, because like when we get off in Cozumel, you can either, with a lot of cruise lines, you can pick your excursion or you can wing it. Here, you can go wing it if you want to, but you can also go ahead and book your taxis and your shuttle buses and stuff like that if you want to just go into town and walk around. And they make a lot of things very, very convenient. And one of the things I didn't know that I learned on this trip is on some of their ports of call, none of them that we've been to, but there are some ports of call where your medallion or you can charge things to your room account depending on where you're at. I think a lot of it's for a lot of the Alaska stuff, but I'm probably some of the Caribbean, like some of the Western, Eastern Caribbean stuff, but nothing in Europe was that way that we found. But that's pretty unique. Transfer service was great. We used the Princess transfer line getting from London to Southampton, and that was seamless. That worked really well.
Yeah, after we finally found them.
Yeah, that was a problem. Yeah, so they told us to wait at a certain area, and we went to that certain area, and we saw some people.
They sent the email to everybody to wait at this place.
And they moved the waiting location probably 200 feet away on the opposite side. So we're sitting there. We're supposed to be picked up at 9:30.
Well, we did see some people.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the coffee shop. We did see some people. So we went on and got in line to get our coffee. came back, and all those people were gone.
We're like, oh no, we missed it.
Yeah. And this is I checked to Uber there. It was going to be $200 and something dollars. Like, oh my god! And we had already paid. Hey.
Thank you. We're
Good.
great. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. So yeah, it was a little bit of an adventure, which
But we
Yeah.
found them.
yeah, we did. We found that. What really scared me though is I called the number that they gave us if we had issues, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. So then I had to call some other line, and the poor man was getting an earful. And then out of the blue, just like the Messiah raising up, here comes somebody holding a princess sign. Like, oh, thank God. I always forget that on the iPhone it does all these things. But thank you, Cruise and Scene. We appreciate that. So that's it. You know, the ship's beautiful. It really is. And we are having fun. There's a lot of great things. They just got some things they need to figure out.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
We are having a lot of fun. Our room's great. The bed's nice and comfy. Plenty of room in the bathroom, and there's a couple little issues there too, but you'll see that in the room tour. But
Well, they're fine for us, but I could see if some a larger person
yeah,
that it
not
might
a whole
be-
lot larger person either. I mean, you know, if you're just, you know, it's not like morbidly obese. I mean, I'm talking about like if you're 100 pounds overweight, you'd probably have an issue, you know. It's just the way the doors open and the narrowness of the entryway. So
It's more like a long, skinny shower instead of like a square.
yeah,
It's
I mean, it's
rectangle.
even when they bring room service in, the room service tray
Oh,
almost don't fit through the little hallway there. So
yeah. You had to back out.
yeah.
You had to walk through and then back up because you couldn't turn around with it with the tray.
Anyway, we don't want to hold you guys up.
Well,
And
we don't hold us up either because it's 12:30 a.m. here.
it is, and we've got to get up and work out in the morning, and we've got a lot of lounging around the pool.
We have a busy day tomorrow.
I mean, we got to sail all the way across the Atlantic too.
Yeah,
That we've got to get after.
we've got it rough.
We got it rough. We do have a deck tour we got to do at some point. I've been putting that off like mowing the yard. But, it's my least favorite thing to do on our
You've
YouTube
not mowed the
channel.
yard in 2 years. We hired somebody to do that.
my least favorite thing in all of this YouTube stuff is doing deck tours. I know a lot of people like the ones that we do, and they come out good. However, I despise doing them. But I know they're helpful, and I know people get a lot out of them. But
We're gonna do it. We'll do it tomorrow.
yeah, but you know, like when we get back home, the last one we put out, you know, Shasta's like, "Have you got it done yet? Have you got it done? Have you?" And like she has to get the whip out after me. So
You working on videos tonight? No. Yes, you are.
yeah, you are working on videos. But thank you guys so much. We're going to head out and we're going to hit the hay, and we appreciate all you guys joining us, and we appreciate all the well wishes, and we are. Let's see what that does. We're out. We go.
Why can't I do a heart?
It's the finger that your daddy gave you.
Okay, you got the heart.
All right. We'll see you guys. We're out.
How's it
I
not
promise.
going?
We're out. We're out. We're just going to end it. Deuces.